All right, we're at a customer's house. This is their sub panel in the garage. It originally was high up on the wall. It was an older sub panel, started about here, went up high. They were putting these cabinets in, and it was getting in the way of them being able to have an upper cabinet. So they're also going to be doing a large remodel here. We're going to be doing the electric work here. So what we did is we came in early. We moved the electrical panel down, actually changed the panel to a newer style Homeline panel, and moved it down so that they could get the things that they needed, along with have the space for the circuits that we have going into the kitchen and the rest of the home for the remodel. Out of this panel, we've ran a couple sleeves up here outside to where we can access. So we've got some conduits that we're gonna set a box here we're gonna use for a pull box. Right now we've got some temporary Romexes in there feeding the house. We'll go in and look at what we're doing in there before we can get to a final product. So we're gonna put a box up there in the ceiling.
We're gonna be using this junction box where we're gonna hit these conduits from the junction box to the panel, and we're gonna be using NEC Article 312.5, Exception 3, which is as long as a fitting is provided on each end of the raceway to protect those cables from abrasion, and then it remains accessible after installation.
This particular customer changed their upright water heater, their 60-gallon water heater tank, with a InstaHot. So this particular unit needed 3 2-pole 40-amp circuits to go to the InstaHot, which is it's hanging right over here on the wall. Originally, they had a surface mount conduit that came across, and then a surface mount box that went into the existing panel. It was all done by someone that wasn't necessarily professional. The homeowner tried to do some patchwork here just to get the drywall where we cut out the drywall, and I'll show you on the back side where we cut that out to get from point A to point B. Okay, so now we're on the inside of the home. So right behind this is our panel. You can see the conduit sleeves that we have to go from the panel up into our junction box, and then we've got the existing wiring that was in the panel before, rerouted back into the new panel. Here there's 3 40-amp circuits going around to the water heater, the InstaHots, and then we have a circuit going up to the AC unit, which is being refed on the roof. They're having their AC replaced as well, so they wanted a new circuit there. And the existing circuit wasn't long enough to do what they wanted with the panel, but we talked to them ahead of time. We knew that they were changing the AC. There were some requirement differences anyway, so we had to reroute that up. So here we've got to cut holes to get to where we want to go, all the way up to this side of the house, and then it pops out to the roof. We can go up there and get some of that later on, but they haven't replaced the AC. It's just hanging out Romex. We're going to put a disconnect, and then we'll have a seal tight going over to the unit when it's completed. We're waiting on permits from the city, but we're getting a jump on it because the scheduling is just ridiculous right now. So something in this room, imagine this loft is going out. This wall's going out. They're going to do 2 columns here. So now we've got 2 areas. The existing home didn't have any light fixtures in the ceiling, so we're going to be adding can lights. We're going to be adding ceiling fans, one in the living room, one in the reading area. We're going to be doing can lights over there. And then we're going to be, putting in new switches, new dimmers where they want them. We're going to have this area is going to control this part of the home. Then we're going to have switches out here that's going to control this area of the home. So we want to communicate with the client on what they need first, right? So there are contractors that'll just come out and put lights in as they see fit, or hey, we're going to give you 4 can lights, and the customer says okay, but we want to get deeper than that. So we want to make sure that the customer gets exactly what they need, and we do it during the construction, so we don't have to come back after the fact and make a bunch of holes or make a mess. We're going to be replacing this light. She wants 4 can lights in the sitting area. So there'll be a switch for that. She wants a ceiling fan, there'll be a switch for that. And then she wants the outdoor lighting to have a switch for that. Now currently they have this one fixture. She doesn't want to do that. What she'd like to do is have can light here, can lights down the porch, so that when they're done landscaping out here, this whole yard's getting ripped out. They're gonna pave this to be a sitting area. So we're gonna light up the whole porch for them, put them on a dimmer so that they can, they can be out here at night and enjoy themselves. So here we've got pre-wired. We're pre-wired in for our coach lights. Once they remove this facade, we'll set our new junction boxes. And then they're gonna have the whole home re-stuccoed. So they're doing a big project over here. So once they get that that facade taken out, we'll set our junction boxes, and then they'll stucco the home, and then after that we'll place the new fixtures. Also from this panel in the garage, the customer wants an RV outlet over there. So we took a line up out of the garage panel, out of the sub panel, through the ceiling, and then here we've got it kind of hanging out here. It's going to be going out, and we're going to be sending an outlet outside where they park their trailer. So we're rewiring their light out here because it was tied into their original one coach light, which is also tied into an original time clock in the guest bathroom on the other side of the house. Strange stuff going on in this home, but we're figuring it out. Let's go ahead and take a look at the patio real quick. After the stucco changes, the customer still wants to leave this light out here with this switch. We're going to be removing this. We're going to be removing this light. All of these lights down the row are going to be removed. We're going to be installing a couple ceiling fans, and then we're going to be doing can lights throughout the patio, and those will be switched on the inside. We're going to install some floodlights, some new floodlights. They're going to be replacing the whole backyard. This tree's coming out, so then we're going to have enough lights to kind of just fill the yard to make sure. Watch out for that pup. This wall is coming out. Their fireplace, this whole wall's coming out. It's going to be replaced with doors, a big giant slider. And then over there, they're going to be doing a slider going into the master. So we're going to reconfigure these porch lights on a 3-way switch so that they can access from either way that they go in and out. This kitchen is getting opened up. So what's happening is this whole loft is coming out. So before they do that, we're going to get in here and we're going to install some can lights for the kitchen area, which will square or rectangle in where the loft used to be. Their island is going to be sitting roughly in this area now. And so we're going to drop some pendants from the ceiling, 2 pendants for that. What they'll have is they'll have the fridge, a sink, some cabinets, and then the island here. We'll put some light, some nice decorative light over the sink so that she can work on, and then they'll have the lighting over the island. Inside this butler pantry, we need power for coffee makers, coffee pots, blender. She's got a cabinet where the blender sits on a drawer and it pulls up and out, so that'll have to be put in. So we're going to come from the panel that we showed you earlier. We're going to cut through the raft, we're going to come across the ceiling as we need. And bring power to those. We're going to add convenient outlets. They're bringing this counter up, so we're going to have convenient outlets so that they can do that. We're going to be installing a new light fixture. We're going to be putting a light fixture in here, a pendant light, so that it'll be decorative. And then these windows, I think, are going to match the height of the kitchen, so when you're outside and you're looking in, it's all even. And then we'll want to make sure that we can see that fixture. She wants to see that fixture as well. She's got a real nice fixture picked out. We're going to demo everything that's in here and then rewire it all to match the new layout. All right, let's go to the roof and check out where the solar's going.
So this customer is actually in the middle of a re-roof. We had to come and pull off their solar system. The foam actually just got redone on this patio and on that upper portion of the roof. We got to wait for the roofers to come and finish up the roof, and then we'll come and reinstall that solar system.
The solar system was split into 3 arrays. It had 1 array here, 1 array on top, and 1 array on the patio. However, I know we just talked about, we're going to consolidate those down all onto the patio. So they had a real ugly installation done by SunPower. SunPower is the manufacturer, but we don't know what provider or what installer did it. But it was real ugly installation done, and it stuck over the eave of the front. It looked horrible from the street. The customer hated it. When we got up here, they had made shift their own tilt legs. We've got pictures of those. We'll post in the video here. And it was just an awful system. So what we're going to do is we're going to consolidate those down into 2 rows.
It's 30 modules. We're going to have to put them on tilt legs so that they can be at the best angle for the sun to capture the most sunlight, produce the most energy. It's going to be 2 rows of 15 right down here.
But we won't be doing that until the customer comes back, because they're redoing the stucco like we talked about in the front. They're going to be re-stuccoing this, and once everything's done and they change their windows out, then we'll put it back in and it'll be nice and streamlined. You'll be able to see it when you're in your pool, which is what they want. Zooming over there, that's the feed that's going to be for the AC unit. So we're gonna set a disconnect on that wall over there. They've got one on the unit itself. We'll set a disconnect over there and we'll run it across and reconnect it. But we're not gonna do that until they replace that air conditioner. Now we'll go back inside the house. So right now they've got that sewer line going outside. This bathroom will get demolished. They're gonna be reconfiguring this bathroom and this room into another master suite. In here they had some water damage from a roof was leaking in here, and it got water all over here. You can see where the water hit the drywall seam right over this can light. This can light is one of the newer technologies where it doesn't require a back box. It just clips to the drywall which they installed when they moved in. Which is an aftermarket item. We'll more than likely install a new housing and then a can trim as well. Throughout the home, we'll be changing out outlets, switches to white with white plates. Everything will go white on white. All the devices will get changed. This is the laundry room, and this is the existing pantry. This will all get demoed. This butler pantry wall is gonna end up here. So they're gonna have like a new hallway here that they didn't have before, but it'll open up into this mud room sitting puppy area.
We got a lot of work to do.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
We're also gonna be saw cutting the floor and bringing power to the island. On the island, they're gonna have a cooktop, a range. I think it's a 40 amp circuit, 240 volt. So all of this from the doorway over is phase one. You know, we've got a lot of work to do. We've got our little sketch here that reminds us until we get what's going on until the city approved plans show up. But this customer is an existing customer of ours that we know and trust, so we're just getting a jump on it. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to our channel for more new videos. Click on the bell to get notified the second we post new content, and we'll see you next time.